One thing I don't think people talk about enough is how building something long term can sometimes feel lonely. Most people around you don't fully understand it. You see, guys, when you're trying to build something long term, not everybody around you will understand your vision. Because why? You all have different priorities and you have a different mindset. And not to mention, especially if they don't understand what you're working on, they can only see things from a surface level. And I'm going to give you my life experience while building YouTube, how that looked for me. When I just started out building and working on my YouTube business, many times my wife, my mom, and even my sister until this day don't fully understand what I'm trying to build. They just see that I am working on my computer, I'm a computer guy, I am recording videos on YouTube, and I have all these gadgets, and they didn't really get it. And for a period of time, honestly, it impacted my personal life because I wasn't really making any money just yet. And my wife just have no idea when this would really result into something. But at the same time, she had faith in what I'm doing, or somewhat tried to have faith in what I'm doing, and say she will try to give me the time of day, even when she didn't have any idea. And even until today, sometimes she just look at me and say, this is so crazy how much you can earn from YouTube. This is just so crazy how you can just be making videos like this and you're making more than what I'm making from my day job. It is crazy. I just don't get it. And that's completely fine. But the point I'm trying to say is this, guys. When you're building something long term, don't expect to get that full support from people. Don't expect when you're trying to share things with others that they will really understand. And don't expect that they would give you the time of day because people have different priorities, they have a total different mindset, and if they don't understand what you're trying to do, they might just see things from a surface level. Progress feels invisible for a long time. And for this point, I just want to say, honestly, a lot of the work happens quietly before you see any result. And let's take YouTube, for example, and my journey and every other creator's journey. In order for you to start making any kind of money on YouTube, you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, or I believe you need a couple million views in 90 days or something like that. I think it's 10 million views in 90 days. I don't remember the exact number. But the effort that it takes to achieve this, first, it requires you to see days when you are getting little to no views, especially when you're starting out. So you'll have days when you have no views or limited views in the beginning. You're not making any money. You have to do this constantly, repeat, repeat, repeat until you achieve that goal. And in reality, not for everyone, the growth will be the same. Some people, it take them longer for them to reach monetization. Some may take a couple of weeks. Some may take a couple of months. Some may take a few years, depending on the effort that you put in, depending on the niche that you're in, depending on just how much you're putting into YouTube and sometimes the amount of content that you roll out. So if you're recording every other week and you're not so consistent, that can really also impact how quick you can monetize your channel. And of course, you have people out there who just know what they're doing and they make 5, 10 videos and in a couple of weeks, channel blow up and they monetize. But not for all the channels will be the same. It's different, right? So, but all they have in common is that you have to just be consistent. You have to just ensure that you're repeating. You have to ignore the low views that you're getting in the beginning. And you just have to just continue doing what you're doing, even when you're not making any money. Because afterwards, then you will achieve your goal by monetizing and then you'll be able to make money. Not that monetization is the only way that you can make money on YouTube, right? You can continue doing affiliate marketing in the meantime or sell your personal product or whatever it is, right? But for the most part, this is one of the key things that a lot of people try to achieve is to monetize on YouTube and get money from AdSense. You spend a lot of time alone thinking and building. I just want to really take a moment to stress this point because this is the real brutal reality. This is the harsh truth about building YouTube as a content creator. And that's why when you achieve success so much, it feels so good. But a lot of the work, most of the work, you have to do in isolation. It is about you. It's like this dream cannot be achieved without you going through this, without you doing this all by yourself. And that's why I say all the time, even in one of my previous videos, I mentioned to this, that the success that you're seeing some of these guru or some of these people showing on YouTube, how they achieve success, this is just the highlight of success. But if you want to achieve success, even when you have a blueprint, the blueprint alone is not going to help you. You have to go through everything all by yourself. And even when you have a blueprint, your life circumstances is different than the person who you are following or having their blueprint. It will never be the same because your life is different, your life circumstances are different, everything within your personal life is different, and that have a massive impact on how your journey will be on YouTube. Now, why am I saying building happen in isolation? Because in the beginning, most of the times you don't have any money to start building YouTube. So you have to start with thinking or planning everything by yourself. The old idea come to you and you start to plan everything all by yourself. You record your videos by yourself. You edit your videos by yourself. You learn how to SEO videos by yourself, posting videos by yourself, reply to comments by yourself. And not to mention, you're thinking constantly all the time about this new project of being a YouTuber, of what you want to create. You're just thinking nonstop all by yourself. And so this is a lonely road, especially when you are trying to build YouTube and you know that this is a long-term project. This is a long-term goal. You have to be doing this long-term. And let's say the average, it will take you 2 years to monetize your channel, or a year or 16 months, whatever it is. All of this time, it's on you. It's about you. It's lonely. Unless you're working in a team with a peer of someone who you're working on this together. But most times, guys, there has to be some kind of income where you can give to someone, whether it's an editor or something, and you will say that it will not be lonely. But if you're just starting out by yourself, it's lonely. And it's gonna be only you doing everything. For me, it is after 3 years of being on YouTube where I really start to outsource. Of course, for me, it was also slightly different because I could hire an editor somewhat because I was working a full-time job and I used to put a little money aside so I can pay my editor. But for the most part, the thinking, the planning, everything all started out all by myself. And this is just a harsh truth. You have to build in isolation. This is where it all started, and everyone goes through this. Doubt can creep in during slow periods. Guys, there are gonna be moments where doubt is gonna quietly creep in. And when I say quietly creep in, because it happens all the time, even when you're successful. In the beginning, when you're successful, it doesn't matter when, it will always creep in. Even until this day, I am still having doubts. It's just that, and whenever I do, sometimes I try to kick that out of my mind. But where does doubt come from? And it doesn't matter if you're just starting out or you're experienced. Doubt can creep in quietly because of stagnant. You feel like your growth is slow or something just not working anymore. Doubts can also creep in when you're impatient, when you are starting to have this anxiety like, hey, things is not growing as fast as it should. Oh, or when you start to grow at a certain point and then it slows down, or you start to earn some money from YouTube, like especially in the beginning when you monetize, you start to see your earnings go up. The first, after you monetize the first year, it would be like slowly growing, but the second year it could just skyrocket, and then it just kind of gets stagnant, and you're kind of like wondering what's going on, why it's not getting more and more and more, because you start to predict that it's going to skyrocket the following year. It's not always like that, and YouTube growth is not linear. So when you start to see these kind of things happening, you will start to question your progress, and you will start to have doubts, and that's how doubts creep in. Why long-term thinking matters? I think long-term thinking is very important, or comes in very handy when you're going through those quiet and difficult period or stagnant period, because this actually allows you to have delayed gratification. It also helps you to think long term and just somehow kind of make you trust the process, right? If I may put it like that. Because when you trust the process, you basically said, okay, yes, I've seen results in the past. I have had the data to show that it's actually working. And you combine that with your long term thinking that, hey, I'm not just in it for the short run, I'm here to build a business for long time or next couple of years. And even though it may look stagnant today, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stay consistent because I know that this is what I want to do and I'm heading that direction. And of course, when you have that clarity in yourself, it makes you not worry so much, right? So, this is some of the things that really help you when you were thinking long term during those slow periods. And so, guys, I want to wrap up by share with you what I really learned personally. And so, if there's one thing that I've learned over the years, is that whenever you're building something meaningful, it usually requires a period of discomfort, uncertainty, and patience. And there is no getting around that. Sometimes, when you're building something, growth can feel quiet before it becomes visible. And I think learning how to continue through those difficult, quiet, and unpredictable moments can be one of the hardest thing to manage. But thinking long term will definitely help you to push through those difficult times. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you when I release my next video.